So Megalopolis was a complete disaster. Ridiculous. Just really bad, insane, ridiculous, terrible, shitting all over it. Everything was bad, cringy, sad. He's so sad. Terrible. He's terrible in the movie. A disaster, confusing, like disorder, and it makes no sense. I really wanted to like this movie. I, just like everyone else, saw all the stuff leading up to it and thought there was a lot of stuff that could go wrong, but I thought, well, it's Francis Ford Coppola. I thought he could pull through and make a really good movie. And even someone in my old Megalopolis video commented, like on the 23rd, saying they'd watched it and they just gave such a scathing, terrible review of the movie, basically shitting all over it, saying everything was bad, cringy, etc., etc. I remember literally watching during the movie and thinking about this guy's comment, thinking this guy was completely right. And so many times during the movie, I was hoping for a turnaround, for everything to make sense, but it just never came. It never came, and I was so sad. This is a big problem with the movie. The plot is so contrived. Everything in it is contrived. It doesn't really make sense. You're not given any reason to care about it. So the plot of the movie, if you don't know, is New York is now New Rome in the future. Adam Driver's character, Cesar Catilina, who I'm pretty sure is supposed to be Julius Caesar, is a revolutionary architect, and Giancarlo Esposito is the mayor of New York, who was supposed to be played by James Gandolfini, and that would have been so much better. Esposito is a terrible mayor. He's terrible in the movie. There's a disaster, which the disaster isn't even, I was trying to see where the disaster was, where's the disaster, because I knew that was a big point of the movie. And I don't even know what it was, honestly. It's ridiculous. There's general disorder in the city, but there's no disaster. It doesn't make any sense, really. We were supposed to care about Adam Driver's character, Caesar, and believe that he is this revolutionary architect, and we're constantly being told that everyone hates him and all this stuff, and it just you don't understand where this is coming from. It's well, everyone hates him. I thought everyone liked this guy, and we were supposed to believe that everyone hates him. It totally doesn't make any sense. Another thing is that the concepts of the megalon and the megalopolis are very confusing. The megalon is explained, but nothing about how this revolutionary, insane material is created is explained, which would kind of be nice to understand how this revolutionary material was created. And the megalopolis is very loosely explained, the concept of a utopian city. And then just all of a sudden it's been built. And it's just so hard to believe that this is possible while all these other things are happening. And that's another big thing that's wrong with this movie. There's Coppola creates 6, 8, so many plot lines that are going on simultaneously. None of them get explored enough to the point where they become meaningful. So it just results in all these different plot lines that fizzle out and go nowhere, leaving a very disjointed, unconnected story you don't really care about. You're given no reason to care about this story, which is very unfortunate. And the plot, I guess, is so I know it's supposed to reference or it's supposed to mimic the Cataline conspiracy. I need to look more into that because all the key players are there, but he's really I think switched the positioning of these people. So I know Caesar is involved in the Cataline conspiracy in actual ancient Rome. I think Adam Driver's supposed to be Caesar, but I think their roles are shifted. That's not even explored enough or makes any sense. The concept of how Adam Driver's character can control time isn't explored. I guess it's some metaphor for something that is just too confusing to comprehend, and it makes no sense. The performances by the main actors were bad, really bad. Adam Driver's was the only salvageable one. He did pretty good, but still, Coppola had no idea how to correctly use the actors in this movie. Aubrey Plaza is bad. Shia LaBeouf is just insane. He's one of the worst characters I've seen in a movie. His character is just ridiculous. It's comedic. John Voight is ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. Just really bad. There should have been different choices for actors, I think, for example, Gandolfini, if he was still alive playing the mayor, that would have been way better. Because I know they are good actors outside of this movie, but I think Coppola just could not give them good direction. So their performances were just lackluster. It's very sad. Very sad. The one thing, though, that is good about this movie, and it made this movie semi-enjoyable to watch, was like the art direction. The set pieces, they're all beautiful. The art design, I see what Coppola was going for, and it is very beautiful. It does make it enjoyable to watch visually. It is very cool, and I know he tried to not do CGI. He tried to do like traditional effects, which some of the stuff, I don't know how he did that. I heard he did like projectors and stuff, which is pretty impressive actually if he did some of that stuff. But that is literally the only saving grace of this movie, is the art direction. Like the set design, the art piece is very nice, but it's not enough to pull this movie out of the hole that it is in. I also liked how Coppola, because New York is supposed to be Rome, right? New Rome. The way he romanizes New York is very cool. Like they all have the Roman haircuts, like the Caesar cut. But yeah, not enough to save this movie, but still visually pleasing. Now, some of the themes and the messages in this movie are strange at best. I think a lot of this movie and the ideas and the messages and the themes, whatever, it's Coppola, like, it's almost like his stoned philosophy. It's like he smoked like 4 joints in his trailer and then came up with all these crazy ideas and just kind of used the actors as mouthpieces to explain his ideas about the world, like about what is a utopia. It's just kind of like, it feels out of place. Like there's this huge discussion about, we need to have a discussion about a utopia and what a utopia is, and if we have an open discussion, that's a utopia. It's like okay, and like, where's this going? It doesn't go anywhere. It's like asinine. It's benign. There is some of the vibes I got were like a big theme. Though is Roman decadence and like oration. He kind of nails that. I won't lie. Like how the Romans would talk in the forum, and that is depicted well through a bunch of the characters, especially Caesar, Adam Driver's character, which is kind of true, I guess, to the actual history of Caesar. Claudio is kind of like a Trump figure, I found. I'm not sure if that is what he was going for, but he definitely resembles Trump as like a demagogue and as just a bullshitter and a power-hungry guy. And so, like, in my opinion, this movie is just so disjointed. It's so banal. It's so contrived. It really just feels like Coppola's passion project, where he used the movie and actors as a mouthpiece to parrot his ideas to the world while trying to give this idea of this movie is like this glamorous, giant, amazing thing. I wanted to love this movie so much, and Coppola was just like, no, I'm going to make this a passion project that you're not going to care about, and all the actors are going to give garbage performances. It's very sad, and I wanted to like this movie so much. But I guess, yeah, and I guess, Coppola was smoking just way too much pot during the making of this movie. Once you hear that story of how Coppola would just sit in his trailer smoking pot, I think this movie starts to make a bit of sense. So in conclusion, I don't know, I guess I'm going to go see this again, because I don't know if I missed something, or if this movie needs multiple viewings to understand correctly, or if there's hidden themes that have to be picked up on. I would say go see this, but understand that you will probably not going to be happy. People will probably walk out of the theater. You probably won't get it. I think a lot of people are not going to like this movie. Like, I think it's going to be crazy. And I've already seen the movie is exceeding expectations of how much it was going to bomb, which is insane. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Even a 5 might be generous. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a like. If you've seen it, tell me what you think. I'm really curious to see what other people think about this movie. I've already seen a bunch of bad reviews. Yeah, tell me what you think, and subscribe to the channel. I'm making a video on A24. That's going to be my next video, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be really good. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.